At 72, David's nightly leg cramps were so bad he was afraid to go to sleep. His doctor gave him pills, but nothing worked. Then, a retired doctor from his church told him about a simple saltwater trick. The first night he tried it, he slept for 7 hours straight without a single cramp. This isn't about the pink salt you sprinkle on your food. Most people use it completely wrong. There's a secret to unlocking its real power that almost no one talks about. Be careful, because using the wrong kind of water or the wrong amount of salt will do nothing. I'm going to show you the exact, simple methods that old doctors have known for years. We'll cover everything from those painful leg cramps to breathing easier, and even a simple trick for your skin that feels like a spa treatment. But the secret for better sleep at number 4 is the one you will want to try tonight. Let's begin. Secret number 1, the night cramp eraser. Let's go back to David. The secret he learned was something called sol, pronounced so-lay. It's not just salt in water. It's water that has absorbed as much natural salt as it possibly can. Think of it as a super concentrated mineral drink, made the way nature intended. If you suffer from those sudden, sharp pains in your legs that wake you up, your body is often just crying out for minerals. You see, as we get older, our bodies have a harder time holding on to essential minerals like magnesium and potassium. When those levels drop, especially at night, our muscles can start to misfire, clenching up into tight, painful knots. It's a terrible feeling, that sudden jolt of pain that ruins your rest. This is how you give your body exactly what it needs to stop that from happening. Here's how you make it. It's incredibly simple. You'll need a glass jar with a lid, some real Himalayan pink salt chunks or coarse grains, and some good filtered water. First, fill the jar about 1/4 full with the Himalayan salt. Don't use fine powder. The larger chunks are best for this. Then, fill the rest of the jar with filtered water, leaving about an inch of space at the top. Screw the lid on, give it a gentle shake, and then let it sit on your counter overnight. In the morning, you'll see that some of the salt has dissolved. If there is still some undissolved salt at the bottom of the jar, that's a good sign. It means the water is fully saturated and can't absorb any more salt. This is now your concentrated sol water. If all the salt dissolved, just add a little more and wait until it stops dissolving. Now, here is the most important part. You do not drink this straight. It is far too concentrated. The secret is to take just 1 single teaspoon of this sol water and stir it into a regular glass of warm water. Drink this first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. That's it. That 1 teaspoon contains a balance of over 80 trace minerals that your body can easily absorb. The biggest mistake people make is thinking any salt will work. You must use pure, unrefined Himalayan salt. Your regular white table salt has been stripped of all its minerals and is basically just sodium chloride. It doesn't have the magnesium, calcium, and potassium that your muscles are desperately asking for. Using table salt is like trying to fill your car with water instead of gasoline. It just won't work. David tried everything, but it wasn't until he gave his body this full spectrum of minerals that his cramps finally disappeared. Secret number 2, the breathing soother. Now, helping your muscles relax is a wonderful thing, but the next secret helps you clear your head and your sinuses, especially when you feel stuffy and congested. It's a feeling many of us know well. You wake up in the morning and your head feels heavy, your nose is blocked on one side, and you have that dry, scratchy feeling in the back of your throat. It can be caused by dry air in our homes, especially in the winter, or just from the dust and pollen that are a part of life. This simple method uses the natural power of salt and steam to bring gentle relief. I remember a woman named Carol, a 68-year-old grandmother who lived in Arizona. She told me she used to wake up every single morning feeling like she couldn't take a deep breath. She had tried sprays and humidifiers, but nothing gave her lasting relief. She started doing this simple salt steam just before she went to bed, and she said she now wakes up feeling clear for the first time in years. It became her favorite evening ritual. Here's how you can do it too. All you need is a bowl, some hot water, a towel, and some fine Himalayan salt. First, bring a small pot of water to a boil. Then carefully pour the hot water into a heat-safe bowl. Add about 2 tablespoons of fine-grained Himalayan salt to the water and stir it until it dissolves. The fine grain works best here because it dissolves quickly in the hot water. Now find a comfortable place to sit. Lean over the bowl, keeping your face a safe distance from the hot water. You want to feel the steam, not get burned. Drape a large towel over your head and the bowl, creating a little tent to trap all of that wonderful steam. Close your eyes, relax, and just breathe normally. Inhale the warm, moist air deeply through your nose and out through your mouth. Do this for about 5 to 10 minutes. So what's happening here? It's very simple. The warm, salty air is like a gentle cleanser for your airways. The steam helps to moisturize and soothe the dry passages in your nose and throat. And the salt helps to gently loosen up any thickness or congestion in there. It's a natural and safe way to help you feel like you can finally breathe deeply and clearly again. For Carol, it wasn't just about breathing better. It was about the peace of mind that came with it. Secret number 3, the deep sleep foot bath. While breathing clear is key, our main promise for getting you that deep, restful sleep you've been missing is coming up right now. Do you find it hard to turn off your mind at night? You get into bed, you're tired, but your thoughts just keep racing. Or maybe your feet feel restless and achy, and you can't seem to find a comfortable position. If this sounds like you, this simple ritual before bed can make a world of difference. It's not a pill, and it's not complicated. It's a quiet moment just for you, to tell your body that the day is done and it's time to rest. This is a Himalayan salt foot bath, and it's one of the oldest and most effective ways to calm the entire body. You will need a small tub or a basin that's big enough for your feet, some warm water, and about half a cup of coarse Himalayan salt. About 30 minutes before you plan to go to sleep, fill your basin with warm water. The key here is the temperature. You want it to be pleasantly warm, like a comfortable bath, not hot. If the water is too hot, it can actually be stimulating, and we want the opposite of that. Once you have your water, pour in the half a cup of coarse Himalayan salt and stir it around with your hand until it dissolves. The coarse grains are great for this because they dissolve slowly and release their minerals into the water. Now, simply sit in a comfortable chair, maybe dim the lights and play some soft music, and place your feet into the warm, salty water. That's it. Let them soak for about 15 to 20 minutes. Close your eyes and focus on the feeling of the warm water. Feel the tension leaving your ankles, your arches, and your toes. Here is the simple reason it works so well. Your feet are amazing at absorbing things. The skin on the soles of your feet is very porous. When you soak them in this mineral-rich water, your body can absorb some of the magnesium directly from the salt. Magnesium is often called the relaxation mineral because it plays a huge role in calming your nervous system. When you're stressed or anxious, your body uses up a lot of magnesium. This foot soak is a simple way to give some of that back. The gentle warmth also helps to draw tension downward, away from your racing mind, helping your entire body feel heavy and ready for sleep. The most common mistake, as I said, is making the water too hot. Gentle, soothing warmth is the secret. It's a signal to your body, telling it that it's safe to let go, to relax, and to prepare for a night of deep, healing sleep. Secret number 4, the sore muscle reliever. Getting a good night's sleep is one thing, but what about that nagging ache in your shoulder that makes it hard to reach for something on a high shelf? Or that dull, constant ache in your lower back that complains every time you stand up from a chair? For those specific spots of pain, this next method targets relief right where you need it most. This story comes from a retired postman named Frank, who is 75. After decades of carrying a heavy mailbag on the same shoulder, he had a constant ache in his lower back and right shoulder. He said it was just a part of getting older, but then he created what he calls his salt sock. It's a simple, reusable heat pack that holds a gentle, penetrating warmth for a surprisingly long time. He took a clean, thick cotton sock. An old athletic sock works perfectly for this, and filled it with about 2 cups of coarse Himalayan salt. He tied the top of the sock into a tight knot making sure none of the salt could spill out. Then he would warm it in the oven. He would preheat his oven to a very low temperature, about 150 degrees Fahrenheit or 65 degrees Celsius. He'd place the salt sock on a baking sheet and let it warm up for about 10 to 15 minutes. This next step is very important for safety. When he took it out, he would always test the temperature carefully on his inner wrist first to make sure it was comfortably warm, not hot. Then he would place the warm salt sock directly on his aching lower back or shoulder and just let it rest there for about 15 or 20 minutes while he sat and read his book. The reason this provides so much relief is simple. The salt crystals are fantastic at holding onto heat and releasing it slowly and evenly. It's not a harsh electric heat. It's a deep, moist-feeling warmth that penetrates into the muscles. This steady warmth helps to increase blood flow to the sore area. When you increase blood flow, you're bringing more oxygen and nutrients to those tired muscles, which helps to ease stiffness, reduce pain, and promote healing. This works best with coarse-grained salt because the larger crystals hold the heat for longer. If you don't have real Himalayan pink salt at home, I've put a link to a good quality one I found on Amazon in the description for you. It's the kind that works perfectly for these soaks and warm packs. For Frank, his simple salt sock gave him more relief than any expensive cream he had ever tried. Secret number 5. The gentle skin softener. Soothing aches is a huge relief, but the secret we'll discuss next is something you'll want to remember for that dry, flaky, or even itchy skin on your elbows, knees, and heels. As we get older, our skin naturally produces less oil and becomes thinner and drier. You might notice that the skin on your elbows feels rough, or the skin on your heels looks cracked and dry. You don't need expensive, chemical-filled creams to feel comfortable in your own skin again. Nature has a very simple and very effective answer. This is a gentle, moisturizing salt scrub that you can make right in your own kitchen. It helps to polish away the dry, dull skin while leaving behind a layer of deep moisture. Here's how you make it. You will need 2 tablespoons of fine-grained Himalayan salt and 1 tablespoon of either coconut oil or good quality olive oil. It is very important to use the fine-grained salt for this, because the coarse grains would be too harsh on your skin. In a small bowl, mix the 2 tablespoons of fine salt with the 1 tablespoon of oil. Stir them together until you have a thick, grainy paste. That's your scrub. The best time to use this is in the shower or bath. After you've washed your body, take a small amount of the scrub in your hand and begin to gently rub it in a circular motion onto those dry areas. Your elbows, your knees, the backs of your arms, and your heels. Be gentle. The purpose is to gently buff and polish your skin, not to sand it down. The salt will gently remove the layer of dead, dry skin cells, and the oil will sink in to deeply moisturize the new skin underneath. After you've gently scrubbed those areas for a minute or so, simply rinse the mixture off with warm water. Pat your skin dry with a towel, and you will be amazed at how soft and smooth it feels. There's no need to put on lotion afterwards, because the oil has already done the job. Here is a very important warning. Never, ever use this scrub on your face. The skin on your face is much thinner and more delicate, and this scrub is too abrasive for it. This is strictly for the tougher skin on your body. When you do it, remember the key is to be gentle. A light pressure is all you need to get beautiful, soft results. Secret number 6, the natural throat gargle. This is a wonderful way to soften your skin, but the secret we'll discuss next is something you'll want to remember for emergencies. We've all felt it, that first sign of a tickle or a tiny bit of soreness in the back of your throat. It's that little warning sign that makes you worry that you might be about to get sick. Before you reach for anything from the pharmacy, try this. This is one of the oldest and most trusted remedies that doctors and grandmothers have been recommending for generations, because it simply works. This is the simple classic warm salt water gargle. But using Himalayan salt gives it an extra mineral boost. When you start to feel that scratchiness in your throat, go to your kitchen. You will need a glass, some warm water, and a half a teaspoon of fine Himalayan salt. Fill the glass with warm water. Again, you want it to be soothingly warm, not hot enough to burn your mouth. Add the half teaspoon of fine salt and stir until it's completely dissolved. Now, take a large sip of the salty water, but don't swallow it. Tilt your head back, look up at the ceiling, and gargle. Make a grrr sound from your throat, allowing the water to wash all around the back of your throat. Do this for about 30 seconds, or for as long as is comfortable for you. Then spit the water out into the sink. Repeat this process until you've used up the whole glass of water. For the best results, do this 2 or 3 times throughout the day when your throat is feeling irritated. So why is this so effective? The science is actually quite fascinating but very simple to understand. When your throat is sore, the tissues back there are often swollen and inflamed. The salt in the water works through a process called osmosis. It helps to draw the excess water out of those swollen tissues, which can bring down the swelling and ease the pain. The gargling action also works as a gentle rinse, helping to wash away anything on the surface of your throat that might be causing the irritation in the first place. It's a simple, powerful way to soothe discomfort and help your body's natural healing process. Secret number 7. The salt lamp calming glow. While the gargle provides amazing temporary relief, our final secret isn't about something you do, but something you simply have in your room. It's about creating a peaceful space for yourself, a sanctuary where you can unwind at the end of the day. This story comes from my neighbor, Betty. Betty is 81 and she lives alone. She told me that she often had trouble relaxing in the evenings. She would watch television, but the flashing lights and loud noises sometimes made her feel more agitated than relaxed. Her mind would still be busy when she tried to go to sleep. For her birthday, her daughter bought her a Himalayan salt lamp. At first, Betty was skeptical. It's just a lamp, she thought. But she put it on the little table next to her favorite armchair in the living room. That evening, instead of turning on the bright overhead light, she just turned on her new salt lamp. She told me the change was immediate. The lamp gives off a soft, warm, pinkish-orange glow. It's not bright or harsh at all. She said it made the whole room feel calmer and more peaceful. It reminded her of the gentle glow from a fireplace. Now, every evening when she sits down to read her book or listen to the radio, she turns on her salt lamp. She says that soft light is all she needs, and it helps to signal to her mind and body that the busy part of the day is over, and it's time to be calm. There are many scientific claims made about salt lamps, but we are not going to focus on those. We are going to focus on something that is undeniable: the power of soft, warm light to make us feel relaxed. For thousands of years, humans have gathered around the warm glow of a fire to feel safe and calm. The gentle light from these lamps taps into that same ancient feeling. It creates a beautiful, calming feeling in a room that bright, blue-toned lights from screens and overhead fixtures just can't replicate. Here is a simple tip if you decide to get one. Place it in the room where you like to relax the most. For some, that might be the living room. For others, it might be on a nightstand in the bedroom. You don't need it for reading, but just having it on in the background while you do other things can completely change the feel of your entire room, turning it into a true place of rest.